So as you can see, YouTube, the C5 is back in the air. Okay, I do plan on driving this thing this summer. I've probably driven it in the last year and a half, maybe 2 years, twice, maybe 3 times, and one of those times was bringing it back from the shop. But she will get driven this year. So, took the wheels off to put some lettering on. You can see the hoops are installed, the amplifier system is installed, radio is out because the pack unit in the back started giving me problems. The antenna would just function by itself without the car being on, so the pack unit was no good. So I got another pack. That's why I always buy spares, because they are prone to going bad. So just wanted to kind of show you the lettering kit here. If you read the directions, obviously, just use some common sense. It's better, obviously, to take the wheels off when you're gluing them. I wasn't a big fan of the lettering at first, but as I watched some cars and looked online, it kind of grew on me. This kit did actually come with like some flames and some other things. That's a bit overkill. I initially actually thought of just putting one Corvette symbol, but every vehicle that I saw had dual Corvette symbols. So I said, you know what, let me just go ahead and do that. This was actually the first one that I did. I did not follow directions, nor did I use common sense when I installed this. That's why you see glue marks. I actually did that while the car was still on the, while the wheel was still on the car. And so, I used some sense today to actually remove all of them after cleaning out the garage. And it's not a complicated process if you come up with a plan. So basically I identified the spot, because these are actually two. The COR is one and the VET is another. And so once you locate a particular spot, I kind of marked it out on all the wheels, because I wanted all the symbols to be on the same side. And so and the close as possible to each other. And so what I did here is, what you want to do is you definitely want to trim the bottom. The first couple that I tried to do, I did not trim the bottom, and it made it hard for the lettering to curve. So you definitely want to trim the bottom. That's first. Second, the glue is really tacky and really sticky, so you want to make sure you apply a generous amount. But as I installed them, you want to leave the plastic on. The reason being is I actually got a Windex and I wet a rag, and that's how I continue to secure it. So I've been out here, I want to say about an hour between all the four wheels, and just every 5 minutes or so, just take a wet rag and wipe it down and make sure that the glue is sticking before you remove the film. The other thing you notice is the duct tape in the middle. The reason why I duct tape in the middle is because I explained to you the core and the VET are two different pieces. And what I found is a lot of them, the end of the R and the end of the V was sticking up because there was no film. So I just cleaned the wheel up and put that duct tape to kind of hold it down so the glue sets in. I normally like to allow things to cure 24 hours. And so, it's 50 degrees today. It's supposed to be almost 60 tomorrow. So this was actually the perfect day to do this, because it'll be sitting outside in the sun. Let that glue kind of bake on a little bit throughout the day. I'm just going to continue to take that rag and wipe it down. One of the things that the instructions is also going to tell you to do is you want to clean the wheel thoroughly. I never put any tire shine on these. Like I said, I never really drive the car, so there was really no point in ever cleaning it. And so you want to use isopropyl alcohol on these, and you want to go over them several times to try to lift up any dirt and debris. So I used aerosol alcohol, spray in a can, shined it up and wiped it. I want to say I got about 10 passes. And I did it 3 weeks ago when I initially wanted to start this project, and today I did a couple passes. I can't stress to you enough that glue is not going to stick if those tires are not clean. There you have it. Got a couple things I do plan on doing to the Corvette soon. I was supposed to actually supercharge it this year. I actually also considered turboing it. But Corvette, listen, it's pretty fast. You know how light the body is. It still gets gas mileage, and when you step on that gas, that thing moves. So I'm not going to have a real issue with this. So I decided to actually go to another project. I actually acquired a 4th gen Firebird, and it's been something that's been on my list for about 15 years. I'm going to go pick it up tomorrow, and that's actually going to take precedence over the Corvette for some time. The F-body is a wonderful looking vehicle. There's just something about T-tops that just have always amazed me. My first T-top car was actually an 89 300Z or an 88 300Z, and I've wanted a T-top car ever since. And in the Pontiac, the lure of it, because they don't make the Firebird no more. The WS6s were ridiculously expensive. I've thought about purchasing a couple, but I'm not willing to spend $24,000, $25,000, $30,000 on a vehicle. I got an F-body 6-cylinder with the WS6 kit, and you might laugh, but after some forged pistons, a cam, bigger injectors, and a supercharger or a turbo setup, as well as aluminum rear, I'm probably saving in gears, obviously. I'm probably going to be saving $6,000 or $7,000 from an LS swap, and probably $23,000 what I would have paid for a WS6, and I'm going to get close to the same horsepower. So do your research. It was something that I didn't think about, and then I saw a guy who again, like myself, he raced cars, and he was in the market for a WS6, and he said the same thing. I'm not spending $35,000, and so he bought a 6-cylinder and converted it. And it's pretty nice. You gotta want a wrench. I'm still old school. I still like wrenching, so I have no problem getting under the hood and tinkering. And those motors are common at 3,800. You can get them for a couple $100. If I mess something up, I go buy another one. No big deal. So at the end of the day, there are a lot more parts that are available for that car, and to be honest with you, very cheap, because they share some similar parts with the Camaro that's still running. So till next time, I didn't mean to drift off about the F-body, but as you can tell, I love it. So till we meet again.